Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to the channel for our first look at an open world survival crafting game with pirates. It's very promising, and a game that I just recently found out about, yet it seems like it could be the biggest pirate game of the year, or at least the last couple of years. Welcome to Crosswind. This game has a playtest right now on Steam, and so luckily a few days ago after requesting, the developers gave me access, and apparently over 80,000 people were already waiting for this game to be available for playtest right before it started. Now, I'm not sure how long the playtest will last, and I'm not sure when this one will release. It says coming soon on Steam, but there is an incredible amount of potential here. If you're a big fan of games like VALHEIM and Enshrouded, if you like Sea of Thieves, or even like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, this is going to be a banger. I'm already about 4 hours in, and later today I'm going to be live streaming it some more, but I am very excited to see more of what this game has to offer. Currently just like 3 biomes and a few ships and things like that, but there's a lot of cool stuff to go and fight, a lot of cool weaponry and armor, and it's going to be amazing. I think I really do. When I first played Valheim and Enshrouded, I started to feel the same way, where I was very confused at the beginning of what this game could be, and then eventually started to fight bosses, explore the world, and of course you can build a ship in this one just like in Valheim, so it's pretty damn cool. All right, well, welcome aboard, and again, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, hitting that like button so more people can find out, is it worth it? Is it a good game? Well, I guess we'll see after a little bit more on this video. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into the beginning of the game, and then we're going to jump into a save that I've been working on for a little bit and explain how things work and what sets this game apart from other games that you may have played. But honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Every pirate game we get is amazing, because I feel like for every pirate game we get like 10 space games, and I really wish the world of pirates had a lot more to explore of any genre, RTS, turn-based tactics, whatever it may be. But this one I think is going to appeal to a ton of people. So let's get started with Crosswind. Welcome to Crosswind. Looking good, feeling good. It is good. And those are some coconuts. Those are good. Plenty of things to eat, plenty of things to fight, plenty of things to kill. As you can see on the left side, we're already starving in this game, but luckily there's no death upon starving. It's kind of like how Valheim works, with the additional food giving additional bonuses like more HP or stamina. And we're on a different island here, where I built a fast travel bell, which then allows us to teleport between any islands that we've kind of discovered and built one of these bells on. It'll take some copper to do that, and so every time we find an island, we'll probably have to find a mine and then mine that stuff. But I've got to say, I love everything at the initial presentation for this one. The trees, the weather, day-night cycle, random rain and things like that, and our little boat, which is pretty cool too. Now, I gotta say, this is pretty nice. This game allows you to spawn a boat at any time and sail around islands, so it's not so tedious. And I don't think we're going to find any massive islands where we have to go far inland on a river, because we can spot a boat at any time. If you've ever gone to the swamp in Valheim, you know what I'm talking about, where you have to usually make a canal or something to get your boat close, and it can be a nightmare getting in and out of there. And of course, there's no fast travel in Valheim for a boat. There's mods and whatnot, but usually you're meant to use the portal. But here, our portals are what you just saw. The water, incredible. The lighting, very good. A lot of great details here. And I haven't yet even unlocked the larger boat, which is our kind of current quest. The game is asking us to go to multiple islands and find clues as to where to find a boat and or someone who can help us make a boat. So I have yet to discover that. But I've got to say, if you want to see the map here, again, this is a pre-alpha. So it looks like within this area there could be tons of little islands here and there, to which they don't have too much space between them. But you can see here where we've created our fast travel destination and a few items that are at these locations too. Ancient ruins or a copper deposit could have more clues for some of our adventures. And so these are some of the quests that we're facing at the moment. So lots of cool little extra challenges that give you bonuses. This here, the trophy boar, is something we can put in our home, and it gives us a comfort bonus. And so this game, just like in Valheim, and I believe like in Shrouded too a little bit, the cooler your base is, the more cozy it is, the more well-rested your character is. So you'll have, you know, more resistance to damage and poison and more stamina, and those things will last longer for you. And so pretty nice, to be honest. We're going to head back to my original base, and also it's been taking a lot of materials, it seems, to make a base. I'm really surprised at how many trees and things we have to cut down to do that. But to be able to find shipwrecks on the shore and break those down does provide a ton of wood, and there's driftwood everywhere. So they take a lot of materials to make, but there's a lot of materials to easily find. So no problem whatsoever. There's also an NPC at our base too, one of the main characters, a doctor that we met on the beginning of the game, and so we'll chat with him a little bit and find out some more quests. This is a basic little warehouse I've made, a little workshop with some benches in here. We have the ability to upgrade our tools and weapons. We made a rapier of 1,000 cuts and have the option to upgrade that with something here called homemade weapon enhancement kits. And that we can either find or we can make ourselves. So a lot of stuff to find that's somewhat hidden in the game, or that you can essentially make yourself. It just takes the materials. So we've got weaponsmith tables. We've got a gun, although we'll need to make ammo for that. We can make stone bullets now and gunpowder at our alchemy table, and we'll have to put some of those down. But yeah, lots of weapons, lots of tools, lots of equipment, and of course different tiers for that, like stone and copper and other things of that nature. Now when we first start here, we're putting down a shelter and a bed just to get started, and you can also put down some initial storage. And one thing that I really like about this game is that it basically takes anything on your base and connects it to your crafting benches or to you, the builder. So if at your base you wanted to build something, let's say you wanted to pop down a storage bale, you could do that, and it'll pull these things from storage. So the 57 and 31 that you see on the right side is how much we have within the circle of our base, which is determined here by this bonfire. So you don't have to carry a ton of materials around to be able to build like a cool foundation to make a nice little workshop for your kiln and your forge, essentially. So anything and everything that you have can be just immediately pulled from there. Very nice. And same from the benches, right? If we go over here, the doctor's working on the cooking pot here. Yeah. So if we go over to the cooking pot, we can pull anything from storage, like the dodo eggs and meat, and that'll make us bacon and eggs. And it doesn't have to be honest. It'll pull it directly from anything within the circle. So you can see that our base is rather large. The area in which we're kind of limited to build is like a little bit like Dune Awakening, for example, where you have kind of your core, or like V Rising, you know, mini a game like that, Rust 2, where you're kind of limited to build within this circle. It does seem like you can build outside of it a little bit. Not sure what they'll do with that, but I don't know if you can actually build out there and it'll be okay. I guess so. But I'm not sure if that is unprotected or will decay. Not entirely sure. All right, let's go ahead and delete that. Go back in within this area, demolish that, and we're good. Cool. All right, so on this first island where we've started, I've already discovered everything that's here in terms of clues, and I pretty much cleared out this copper deposit too. So we might want to go back to the old island and go there to mine some copper today, and that'll help us with our adventure. All right, we have ourselves a lamp on us too that helps us to see in the dark. There is a torch in the game, but the character carries his torch and his sword and his pickaxe and axe and everything else only in his right hand. Now some weapons and whatnot are two-handed, but if you played Lens Island or many other games, you'll know that they you know, you can absolutely easily carry something in the opposite hand or in two hands. It's a game after all. You can kind of suspend some of your disbelief, but things get rather dark, and if you're down there mining, it's almost impossible to be able to see, and you can't build any sort of torches and hang them from the wall or the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and offload a few things. I just got back from that other island where I was loaded with things. And here's some of my storage here. We got a wooden chest, and I'm trying to organize some things here like silver. There's our homemade armor reinforcement kit. I'll put a couple of fabric-related and armor-related things here, valuables that we could sell later. Then there's our trophy, a dodo head, which we can make into a trophy. Got some rum here too. Of course, we've discovered where the rum is, so we pretty much beat the game. I mean, where's all the rum gone? There. Now we know. Now we know the secret. We have ourselves an oil lamp, which I'm going to keep. So we'll see how that works. We have some items for alchemy. And there are 3 biomes to which the other island that we're at is kind of within the same biome. So we've discovered that. And a second island and no other biomes other than that. Just trying to keep things neat and tidy here. We'll drop off the rope too. And then the fowl, aka Dodo, will go there. Now the other island also has some very difficult enemies too. So we'll have to watch out for that and try to hit that island up before nighttime. All right, let's make some food. Ooh, we got some spicy chicken here. I'm gonna take some bacon and eggs. We can make a total of, let's make 6 of those. And then also, we'll try to make some, maybe the spicy chicken there, which actually just takes, I think this is a primitive version of a potato, I think. Cayenne peppers and fowl too. We'll have one of those as a bonus. We can eat multiple food in this game. As you can see there in the lower left corner, there's 3 little like chicken legs, and those mean that we've eaten 3 different meals that can give us 3 different bonuses. The game also has the ability to carry a different set of like different things additionally to armor, so like things like backpacks and jewelry that give us other bonuses for agility. And you can actually see all your character stats here too, somewhere around here. There it is, the stat screen. So we can see our bonuses to strength, agility, precision, mobility. So these are things that you can eventually upgrade through other types of armor or equipment or jewelry. And there is a jewelry bench for that, and that's what some of that silver is for. There's also these rarity items, and these are quest items here, so they don't take up any inventory space, but does give us more things to build with. So similar to in Enshrouded, when you go out and find more blueprints for blocks that you can put down. I like how it's done in Valheim, where you can just take anything from anywhere and start building with it. So, okay, do we have our meals on us? We do not. We'll have to grab those from the little bench here. We also have a cutting table. This is an enhancement for the cooking fire. So just like in Valheim, you can get a little extra bonus there. Looks like some of the food has different rarities too, or complexities. So the bacon and eggs will give us +5 vitality, and same with the spicy chicken, but this one lasts for 30 minutes rather than 15. So more ingredients and rarer ingredients will give us a big bonus. So let's see, we're kind of stuck here, right? The boat's all stuck, and oh man, this is so annoying and tedious. Oh, we can't, this game, I hate it. It sucks, you know, I can't drive the boat. Well, if that happens, all you gotta do is press K and you can spawn the boat like that. You can also do that from this menu here. If you hit escape, you can call your ship. There's a little cooldown on it, maybe like 5 seconds, and then there's also a voyage option too, and I have no idea what that's gonna be. So I got a lot more things to discover, but in this time, I've loved what I've seen. Now, here's what makes this the best game ever. Here it is. Ready? Hit B, bravo. Lots of different shanties. Now, it's kind of funny. There's no shanties, or there's no crew, so you can't see who's singing the shanties, and clearly the amount of people singing is a little too big for us in a boat alone, but I appreciate that it's almost like it's like Spotify for pirates. Spot a pirate. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna head back to that fast travel beacon and then start to go mine some copper and hopefully not die to death. And you know, honestly, this island being like right next door, I don't mind just taking this little trip. It's really pretty to look at the water and the wake that you leave. So it's like, okay, we could fast travel, but I don't know, this is kind of nice. Let's see if they sing a different song. Oh, come on, give me something else, boys. Oh, it's the same thing. All right. Well, anyway, they'll sing everything from What Would You Do with a Drunken Sailor to a couple of others that I've absolutely heard in other games. Some of the more popular, the #1 hits, for sure. There's another island over there to our left, and look at how pretty the clouds are. Another island over there, too. Looks like 3 of them. I see one here, one there, and one there. Another thing I've liked about this game, too, is that when you sail around an island, you don't get to actually see what's on the island. You have to set foot on it in order to turn it green and really see what's there. So I've traveled along the coast of this island to see what the shoreline is like, but it won't truly reveal things until you get off the boat and start looking around. So you can't just like keep sailing by every island until you find something convenient. You actually have to go and explore, and that involves some danger of combat, and combat is brutal. It is yeah, I've been killed a million times by bird and boar and pig, and it's kind of funny actually, and I like it. So we're gonna try to prevent that though with a couple quick little snacks. Oh, you can see we're well rested a little bit too. That hexagon down there that has the or octagon that has like it's almost half depleted, gives us a little bit of a bonus. There's also potions in this game, so that's what your alchemy table is for, to be able to like use health pots as efficiently and quickly as you can when in combat. All right, we're going to cut directly west, and there's also an ancient ruins down there. When you've fully pulled everything out of an area, it'll check mark it for you, so you'll know that you've found all the key items that were there, or hidden chests, which sometimes can be buried underground. Let's do a little quick combat. Let's have this boar here. Come on over, sir. We'll lock to target with T. Ooh, he hit us with the unblockable. That's interesting. That's funny because that is just a regular old... Damn. He's moving all quick like. I've not seen that before. That's usually the move of a big boar. Wow. Oh, but he's vulnerable. Trying to keep my distance from him. This rapier here does stackable bleed damage, so if we just keep away from him, we're pretty good. I've not seen a boar do this kind of attack. Over on the other island, we have boars as well, but they don't act like this. So each island has similar enemy types, but they could do all sorts of different damage and things like that, or attacks. That was brutal. That guy did a lot of damage with just one hit. Two, and we would have been wiped out. But pretty cool to see. So there's pigs, there's boars, there's big boars, which is like a big old boss battle. It really is. And this game does have bosses too, like in Valheim. And does have a little bit of fantasy to it as well. So there's not just like, it's not fully realistic. There are, of course, cannonballs and there's realistic naval combat. But then you do have, you know, like I mentioned, health potions and abilities to make different items that are enchanted and give you like bonuses by wearing them. Very lush environment. You can hear some flowers over there. Those are alchemy items. And we're going to go into this cave now. I don't have a torch on me, but we do have this lantern, so we'll see how that works. I did find a lantern in the smuggler's pit that you saw just a little bit ago when we went down the stairs. And we filled that up with grease from killing pigs. We get grease, meat, and also like leather hide. So find a way into this cave here. It's hidden somewhere. This might be it right here. There we go. Ooh. I thought that was a body. All right, let's try to turn on our lantern. Oh, nice. All right, we'll have a limited time with it. So now we have an item that, you know, we can hang on our belt and then use at the same time. Arguably, though, for me, I think we should be able to do a torch and a weapon in another hand. Oh, we got some stuff here. A little bit of lore, maybe. Oh, a weapon enhancement kit. Excellent. We can go right home with that and use that on the weapons bench and enhance our rapier. And again, we also have a gun. We have a kind of crappy flintlock that, I don't know, is all wet and damaged. So we'll have to make a better weapon so we can make more of the limited ammo that we'll have because we have limited gunpowder. Silver ingots, good. And some lore. A report to the captain. I think we can hit J and read all about that. That does it for the cave here. No copper anywhere to be found, though. I don't see any. There could be more to this cave, though. Let's make sure we're thorough. I can hear enemies. Are they in here or outside? Huh, they must be outside then. Disappointing. I was hoping for some copper. We really need that, but oh well. Okay, there's another location we can go to the east, and then of course we got to explore the whole west side too. So let's hope we don't die. Coastal dodos there. Nothing too harmful. We don't have to worry about too much with that. Yeah, this looks great. The lighting and the colors are really vibrant. I love this. It's very Valheim and Enshrouded, with kind of trying to be a little more bright and focused that way. We have some undead. These enemies are quite tough. And there is a little bit of quote-unquote stealth to the game. Like, you know, they won't detect you if you don't get too close. So you can kind of sneak around enemies. These guys are quite tough. They hit hard and they'll take quite a bit of damage. There's a different type of weapon we can craft too by the name of... actually, I forget the name of it, but we can absolutely equip a different weapon and do different types of damage. These guys are undead, so bleeding probably ain't going to do too much for them. But you can see the big hit they'll try to hit us with. A big swing coming in. They'll also throw rocks at us too. I think so. So we need to stay mobile. Now I can lure them away, but they will go back to their patrol. We can try to hit one of them and see how much damage we can do against them. We don't want to fight more than one at a time. It's a little risky. Ooh, unblockable. These are also zombies, so they're like biters. Well, they're a little slow. Ooh, look at that. Basically dead. 2 hits, basically dead. Now we have upgraded armor, right? We're not here with just like the basic rags that you spawn with. We're here with some pretty decent equipment. But I think a flintlock would do us better. Also, on the original island, there is some more copper to be found, but I don't think it's enough for us to make anything other than like maybe some other equipment that we haven't yet found. So I'm waiting for our healing to take place now. And again, I think this fight would be more doable if we had a better weapon, different weapon. But I chose the rapier because it has, you know, stackable bleed damage. Looks like it's not doing too bad here, though. I think this is a better weapon because we can stay the hell away from the enemy, which absolutely we want to do. We also block too, and there is a way to perfect parry, although I haven't really mastered that yet. Alright, this guy's gonna die. And so are we if we're not careful. There we go. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got from him. Healing herbs. Healing herbs. Alright, let's... Oh, our first aid there is going on the left side, so it'll take a while to heal. What is that? That's new to me. We have a new vase. Can be found in ruins and sold on Tortuga. So we can sell it to a merchant for some good money. There's also a necklace here. Could be found in ruins and sold too. Okay, so there's things we can sell for money. And this must give us this, the Great Healing Potion, if we make that in an alchemy table, something like that. Great Healing Potion might be good for us to use now, but I'm thinking about the future. Like if we try to get by unscathed and we find a boss, that might be a really good item for bosses, so we should save that up. Now those herbs, there is farming in this game, so those are things we might be able to grow on our own if we find more seeds. We have to do farming, but I'm not sure how to do it just yet. I think we'll need to find soil in order to do that. Okay, I've done a little pre-healing here. Oop. And our weapon was put away when we healed there. Oh, he's hitting us with the unblockable. No! Severe bleeding. Okay, I'm gonna run. Now, imagine this game in co-op. I think the fights would be a lot more manageable because, of course, the enemy's only going to be attacking one of you at a time. Wow, I tried to dodge that one. That did... We dodged right into him. There's no immunity for the dodge. So yeah, with multiple players, of course, you'll be able to do more damage and have somebody pull aggro. Let's heal again. Luckily, the healing items, the bandage is incredibly easy to make. I mean, you can find that pretty much everywhere. Now you can see he's almost broken our block too. So we're gonna back up and do more healing. So if you you know, see how difficult it is against kind of a higher tier enemy, this is like dealing with the dudes in Valheim that are undead. I forget the name of those warriors. I'm gonna try to stack damage to 5. There we go. So we can do a 5 stack of damage. That's pretty good. Strike and then back up like that against one is really good. But yeah, can't wait to play some co-op here with my friends. Nobody else has really gotten access yet. And I think this developer needs to start dishing out the access ASAP because there's a lot of potential here and a lot of great things people can give feedback on, as I have been too. A couple of things I wish would change or be different. But it's all good. Well, would you look at that? A hidden item. Nothing in it, though. I must have already looted that, and it looks like that will respawn then. The dirt over the top of it. Oh, enemies are back. That's great. Multiple enemies are back. Come on, boys. Give me a little break here. I'm trying to search the... Oh, there's where they're at. Those vines right there. There's a hidden room there. I think this is best. Instead of locking to a target, let's just unlock. And blocking also helps us to reface the enemy. So if I'm facing away from them like this, and if I right click, then we face them again. So that really helps for follow-up damage. It cancels kind of our forward lunge because it knocks the enemy back. There we go, nice. Ooh, amulets. Oh, and I think I got the other guy too. Nice. Learning a little bit more about the combat. There's much more technique here than I was expecting. I thought it'd be more like, you know, run into an area, maybe block on occasion, start swinging and knock out, you know, 10 or 20 enemies. It is not like that. And that is something I'm going to have to get used to. All right, where was that room with the vines? We'll need that room, and I think that might be everything we're looking for. There we go. Silver ingot and a ritual mask. A burial mask. All right, that's everything here. Nice. Pretty proud. I haven't died yet, you guys. Very proud of myself. Glory to Raptoria down below in the comment section. If you haven't yet already subscribed to the channel, if you haven't already followed, now would be a great time to do that. And let me know down below, I'm in all caps, if you'd like to receive some keys for this one for giveaway. If the devs happen to start giving content creators keys for giveaway, we always give them away to you here and on our Discord. So definitely make sure you do that, because yeah, nothing more I'd love than people playing a game that they're enjoying. Was that a boar? I don't want to... Oh god, I don't want to look. Go away. Leave me alone. Now again, another thing I like about this game is when we're done exploring the island, you'd think we'd have to run all the way back to our boat in order to get out of here, but no, we just press K and then we fast travel out of here, so that's kind of nice. Different enemy type there, Drowner, which is kind of a lower level undead, although still incredibly dangerous. They have a ranged attack where they can throw a rock at you, and so far I haven't been able to block that attack. I think it might be unblockable, although it's not highlighted. But so I'm watching the mini map in the upper right corner, just making sure that we're exploring more of the map. And I do believe, I think that enemy types change during day and night. So I think at night, more and different types of enemies come out. I can't confirm it yet, but it might be a thing. Because on our other island, I've been seeing a lot more drowners at nighttime in areas where I'd cleared out other enemies, like the dodos and pigs. Now, I don't know if they spawn to replace them or whatnot, but we'll see. I'm going to leave the boars alone for the most part, although they are important for getting us more armor with that leather. A lot more of those flowers. We could get some more dodo eggs while we're here. How much more of this island do we have to discover? Look, I haven't even discovered the entirety of the southern island as well. That's crazy. But again, with 4 players, you could have everybody run around. Oh, good. Look at this. We have, I need these. Those are the potatoes. Those are rare. I need to drop something, I think. But everything's kind of too good to drop. We'll drop the meat. I'd rather have the leather for armor. Meat we can find on our own island at home. We have this at home, Smiley. Okay, those are kind of like potatoes, and I wanted to see if we get seeds from those, but it didn't look like we even dropped those. But that's one of the first things I want to start farming. There's clay there. We can mine that with a pickaxe. There's also buried treasure. We have a shovel, but I left it at home because our inventory is rather limited. Very limited, in fact. Frustratingly limited, because of course, you've got to carry a few items with you into battle. You want to carry your sword and an axe and pickaxe just in case you know, find something you want to harvest. But as far as I know, the bigger boat does have storage, but the small little dinghy that we have now does not. Okay, looks like we did a good job of exploring. There was a little house down here. We found some sort of ruins. Let's see what this is called. Old cabin. Interesting. Now, who knows what lies in store for us next? Like, I might have to go to a different island and fight larger enemies in order to discover a way to get a larger boat. Look at all these dodos. Man, we're going to have a lot of fowl. Before he attacks, I'm going to try to quickly eat bacon and eggs. There we go. Get that number back up again. Oh, you didn't like me eating the eggs, pal? Ooh, look at that. He went into a multi attack. There you go. Yeah, best mode of attack for me is that. Now, another thing I'm trying to get used to here is we have a stamina wheel on the left side, and one thing to note is that we have a stamina for blocking, which is those shields, but when we're blocking, it also prevents us from gaining stamina. So blocking is kind of tied to stamina and tied to its own blocking system. Watch this. So you can watch the dodo as he attacks there, and it broke one of our shields, which will replenish if we kind of leave combat. But as you can also see, I'm not regaining stamina on that wheel on the left as we attack and block. I'll only regain that when I kind of exit combat and I'm just kind of chilling. So, interesting thing to consider. A protective amulet here as well. The old hut is nearly in ruins. One strong gust might be its end. Inside, it's draped with crude talisman carved from wood and bone. They dangle from rafters, litter the floor, and adorn the walls. Whoever once lived here clung to them until the very end. Well, let's see what they've got in store for us. Wow, look at that. Silver ingots. Wow, there's a ton of stuff here. Okay, now the hard part, we got to figure out what to drop, right? Okay, well, I'm going to drop the rough hide because we have piggies at home. I'm also going to, I know there's going to be a controversial move, drop the bandage, but a pot with gold horns. That could be a key item, but it is not. This is, though, this ritual mask will go down there, and then we can stack the necklaces, but this is also new to it, an amulet. Oh, actually, we have that too, but I want space for other things. There's a diary fragment. Eyes wide with fear. Quest updated. Ooh. Let's see. So we were supposed to find out about the survivor's story. We could find out what happened to these people. He buried his things somewhere around here. He won't need them anymore, but I might find them useful. We're going to need a shovel, I bet you. So we're going to have to go back to base. So it might be good to find some more copper, although on this island, I haven't found any more. And on our home island, we might have a little bit more copper in storage and a little bit more in the cave that will allow us to build a fast travel point. But that's about as best I can do. So now we got to find out where this guy buried his treasure. We can dig that up. If we can dig that up, then that'll be a good thing. Dug up treasure is the best treasure. Gonna wander around for a little bit and try to clear out the rest of this map and then chart a course home. I then want to see if I can make another fast travel bell between here and the other location, and we can make a fast travel bell at our main base and then take the bell from here and move it to a whole new island. As you saw before, there were a couple islands to what looks to be our east, and that will allow us to probably find more locations like this. And then those little areas like these little ruins sometimes have things in them, especially if there's a symbol on the map. Lots of enemies. We don't really have to fight these guys. We don't like really get a bonus for it. There's not really any leveling up or anything we do. And there's a big enemy here, a big boar that does a crazy amount of damage, and like it's almost like a final boss. It's crazy, very crazy. All right, I think we're about ready to get out of here. Let's get on the safety of our boat. It's a boat time. We leave. Ship's ready, Captain. Oh, we're drowning because stamina's low on the wheel there, but not too far to go, so we're all right. Better than dying from those creatures. Okay, so that seems to be most of the island cleared out. Oh, and there's where his chest is. Perfect, so we can come back. I actually just found it when I was wandering around there, probably earlier. So we can come back and dig that up. So what we'll do is we'll land here in the south and explore this area and then go dig out that treasure. But again, we have to go home because we're all full. So then next I want to go back to a cave that is on the main island that does say that it has copper in it. Now I was hoping this here copper deposit would have copper in it. We went in there, I didn't see any at all. That's where they had the you know, like the fragment of a diary, but this did have copper, so I don't know, maybe I completely missed the copper, but usually you can tell what it looks like. I mean, you know, there's no mistaking that, so. Oh well. All right, we'll RTB and go mining and drop off our booty. Real quick before we get off the boat, I also wanted to go over some things I thought were quite neat about the UI for the boat. As you can see, we can control the sail. On the right side, you see W and S, so there's different kind of like tiers or notches for how full the sail is, how we set the sail. And you can also see the wind behind us. It almost looks kind of like a little reed or like some grass coming out of the side of the like circular map there. So that's showing you exactly where the wind's blowing from. So that'll be kind of cool when we have a larger ship and it'll come down to, you know, combat. It'll be quite important to escape enemies and to outmaneuver them by going into the wind or sailing with the wind or whatever. So that'll be cool. Something you've probably seen before from Sea of Thieves, and it's also applicable here. Love when a game puts in the wind in your, it puts the wind in your sails. This game, it really does do that. Oh, look at that. The sail kind of auto folds up too to slow us down before we hit the shore. Wow, it's got like a parking assist mode. Nice. Okay, we've landed a little bit away from the base, and I'm going to run over here and just dump off the things that we found, and then we're going to head into that cave, that mine again. Resources I've seen also respawn, so stone and trees are always constantly regrowing or reappearing, so there doesn't seem to be a shortage of finding anything that you need. Oh, hello, sir. Private property. Oh, he's leaving. He's oh. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, let's drop things off quickly. Also, I think there's a way to take similar items into your inventory, but I don't think there's a way to drop them off. This is something I saw in a few other games, including Dune Awakening recently, where you could make a box, like, for example, of granite or of wood or whatever, and then hit a button and it'll store in there. And, yeah, I want that to be a thing in this game as well. Okay, let's put valuables up here. This seemed to be sellable, these things. The essence there will go for our alchemy bench. I also wanted to put some healing herbs in there. Healing herbs. And then also the silver in there, which does seem to be a craftable item, but maybe also sellable. I'm not sure. Food. We're going to drop that off in this bench box here for our food bench. And then our, ooh, the homemade weapon kit. I'm going to put that up here in the valuables one for now. And then we'll use it to upgrade our tools. Let's go mining, shall we? Back into the old mines. Let's see if we can get every little morsel of copper, and then I'll be ready and set to go to the east. Funny how there's not really, you know, you can see these islands, but our vision on the map is a little shorter than our visual range. Like when things seem like they're pretty close, sometimes they won't appear on the map. So you do have to get a little closer to chart things, which I guess kind of makes sense, right? Like your character has to get real close to see more details. It's not ultra close, but it's a noticeable difference between your visual range and it appearing on the minimap. So whenever you're running around, oh, and look at that rested bonus. That gives us 4 wheels of stamina. Look at that. We have 4 notches now on the stamina wheel. Is that some cayenne pepper? We'll need that for later. It's important stuff. All right, yeah, so food is everything in this game. Healing items is everything. Never be afraid to make more and more bandages than what you think you need. Cloth and plant fibers are incredibly important. So if you're playing with a group of friends, put somebody full-time on tree cutting, somebody full-time on like getting a ton, and I mean it, a ton of fiber, because that'll be needed to make cloth and rope, and you'll take some of that cloth to make bandages. So that's just going to be a, you know, a health tax that you'll have to pay when you're doing combat. You're more than likely going to take damage. And you want to keep everybody alive so somebody doesn't have to go all the way back to the beginning. All right, so this cave is similar to the other one we were in. You can see all these weird little plants on the wall. Oh, and there's a drowner here. Hello, sir. I guess he respawned. Hi there. You enjoying the video, sir? You get to star in today's video. Yeah. Now, come on. Let's now resort to violence. I'm just poking you. I'm just taking a blood sample. Oh, I love that, though. We were completely out of stamina, so we shouldn't have been able to block that. But because we have 2 more hits left, and because we replenished those, we're able to block, like, infinitely. So that's nice. But he was able to follow up with an attack there. Now, I heard from you guys that you can open those shells that I just found. So that's pretty cool. And there is a little bit more copper. Excellent. Look at that. So when I came in here with the torch before, I wasn't really able to see if I'd discovered all the copper, but I got most of it. And there does seem to be some copper that's a little too high to mine. So I've built platforms to try to reach some of these rocks before, but it's kind of hard to do. And another thing, our character lunges forward when he's mining, so you have to kind of dance around and do this. And I'm not even sure if I'm doing any damage here. It says pour copper rock, and I'm hitting it, but yeah. So anyway, if you make a platform to try to mine what's on the ceiling, it's a little tricky to like get it to work. So that's where the plant fibers will come in handy, as you can make platforms out of those too. But let's see if there's any other low-hanging fruit. You can see here I made a little platform. Okay, this one is actually taking damage. There's also some kind of hidden walls in this game too. Some of the caves have like false walls that you can break down, and then there's more copper behind them. Oh, there we go. Look at how many hits. We're working with an old stone pickaxe, so I absolutely need to upgrade to a copper one. Our current axe takes about maybe 2 or 3 hits to knock down a tree and then turn it into logs, and the old one would take like 6 to 8. So very nice. What do we have for material? 10 copper. I believe it's a 3-to-1 ratio, 3 copper ore to 1 ingot. So I want to just check around and see if we got everything else. Here's some more copper here. So this light that I discovered in the smuggler's den near the base, this has changed everything. Like, I was not able to see it before. I was missing so much because we simply could not see it. But I still think a torch should do here. This light should just give us more and maybe last longer. Another good thing for those of you who don't like durability, as far as I can tell, game does not have durability on weapons and tools, so you should be able to take a copper pickaxe and just mine. So some games give you a bigger inventory, but then you have to, you know, carry multiple pickaxes with you and then carry the broken ones back because they're usually cheaper to fix. But in this game, no need. Also nice that we went back to base before mining. We get a little stamina bonus for that. Oh, this is going to be great. So we're going to have a whole nother bell to go explore a whole new island. And actually what's nice is we've already got the bell at the other islands. So when I build one here, we'll be able to fast travel directly from this base to where we were before. All right, how are we doing on copper? Oh, we got quite a bit more. I also think food should heal us up. I think eating will increase our maximum health, but doesn't do anything for healing. And I want to keep all the healing items we have for a boss that may eventually appear. Okay, so we've definitely got copper above us. Oh, there was a torch there. I think I threw that on the ground, hoping that I could use that torch to be able to see, but no luck there. So we got a lot of ceiling copper remaining. Oh, and there's some waste rock here. Behind this waste rock, that's where your copper is. Let's eat up a little bit. Yeah. So even eating with not full health, I guess if you want to expand your health bar and get free health for it, you have to be fully healed. Then you can eat, and then it'll kind of heal your maximum HP because you're already fully healed. Let's see. Oh, there's a little bit more. I'll also bring some stone back so we can build a bigger base and make our workshop area look nice. Part of these games is not just doing things because it's cheap and easy, but taking a little pride in all the materials we've gathered and use everything to make something that looks cool. This is nice. Look at this. There's poor copper rock here. There's different densities of ore. So we have poor copper rock here that you can see little glints of copper in, but that's the big one there. That's the big deposit. So even more copper is here. Wow, I'm glad I discovered so much copper. I didn't think there was much more in here. I am delighted to have found this much. This is great. But I wish there was more on the other island, because then once we're done here, we'd have so much more to get. It also very much seems like a game where even though you eventually will get to maybe iron and steel, you will probably still need copper for other items, such as those fast travel bells. Like the ore that was once important still remains important. How are we doing? Okay, I think we're full up here. We got quite a bit of rock and quite a bit of copper. Let's leave. Blow this popsicle stand, pal. And back home we go. So I'm going to smelt all this up and make some bells out of it, be able to fast travel to different locations. I think our base is to the south there. And we're going to continue to hunt for a bigger boat, try to do farming, get better armor, do weapon enhancements, and you know, make new stuff and upgrade it at that upgrade bench, which is really important. And the copper that we found will go for that too. So our weapons that were kind of weak against boars and the undead might become super good. For example, this rapier right now is, I think, at 140 damage. We can upgrade it to 160, and I think that might also enhance the bleed damage that it'll do too. So eventually, hopefully, it'll become like a 2-shot weapon, and we'll be able to do big amounts of damage control. One thing that's a little disappointing here is that, for example, when we make charcoal in this charcoal kiln, it will make ash and charcoal, and it'll store it here in the lower right corner, but it will not automatically transfer to the smelting furnace unless you have it in storage. So any sort of material that you produce won't pull from the actual producer. You'll have to basically grab it by hand and put it into a storage box. So if you leave your base and make a ton of copper or something like that, you'll have to then come back, put it into a box, and then go make stuff. It's an extra step, and it's not that big of a deal, but it is kind of a gap in the already overly nice, convenient way to upgrade. I like that though. Okay, so here's our possibility to upgrade to 160. We have 90 pierce damage on both of these. This does 160 power. And it looks like this remains unchanged. So the only thing increasing here is the power from 140 to 160. Those two things are the same. But we can also make a new weapon that many of you had said would be better against the undead, called the Trusty Saber. So this would do a little bit more damage than the one of 1,000 cuts. As you see, it does 300 slash, which is nice. So power upgrades will increase damage upgrades. You know, there's different stats to take into account here. We also have a copper pickaxe, which would be nice, but it takes 5 ingots for that. But hey, less time in the mines is good. That means more time kicking butt. And there's more weapon enhancement stuff. So not sure if we can upgrade a copper pickaxe. I think by weapon they truly mean weapon, and also our armor too. So we've already got like tier 2 armor, the Buccaneer jackets, and we can upgrade that even further. So that'll give us 160 power. So you can take things you've already got and just improve them if you don't have a blueprint for other stuff. But what I like here is that these armor types have different bonuses to them. So this one here increases damage done to animals by 5%. We got a full stack here, so it is multiple percentages, maybe like 20 or so. And so when we're dealing with dodos and boars and pigs and stuff, they're going to be enemies we have to constantly engage in order for food. So it's not like we're going to have to avoid the fight now, or can avoid the fight. Some we're going to have to come back to all the time. Oh boy, starting to rain. Oh well. Gonna get a little wet, I guess. Ooh, look at that. An enemy ship's coming nearby. Blackbeard Scout. It looks like Blackbeard's looking for us. Now you can board enemy ships in this game too. I'm gonna have to put up a trailer, and I'm sure I did at this point. Definitely make sure you watch this whole video in its entirety. If you skipped around and you're like, well, I don't know if I like this or not, please do go right back to the beginning and watch the trailer, which shows that you can board enemy ships, and shows a little bit more advanced naval combat and some things that they're working on that more than likely aren't a part of this playtest. And I just want this game to get a fair chance, because it does seem like it has an incredible amount of potential, both as kind of like a early start base builder where you're just cutting down trees, gathering stone, and building up your armor and forces. And then it seems to go well past that, where imagine you and your friends having a whole fleet to be able to go and crush Blackbeard's fleet and get back some of those artifacts like the skull. Oh boy, are they going to start shooting at us? I don't know. Well, we will see. And I will see you all next time. So thanks again for watching this video in its entirety. Thanks again for leaving the Glory to Raptoria comment down below in the comment section. I hope to see you all in more live streams on this one too, where we'll keep on grinding out material. And you know, it's a fun grind, honestly, once you know where things are, and you know, once you've got everything locked down and in your base and you're making good stuff. It's quite a hoot. It's a fun time. So anyway, thanks again for all your support, and we'll see you all next time for more Crosswind. Can't wait to play more today. Ooh, it's gonna be a good day. See you all soon. Goodbye.